Hello everyone, welcome back to GED's skill builds for Borderlands 3. If I ever go away from my main, which will be Flak, as you all should know, I will be playing Zane. Zane will be my secondary character, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because he is just amazing. 2 action skills equipable by Zane with 4 total augments, which makes him so flexible. No matter how you want to build Zane, he can do it all, and he has, in my opinion, one of the highest move speed, movement based characters in the game. But anyways, I am starting off in the double agent skill tree, the red skill tree. Why? Because the digiclone is amazing. His first ability, the digiclone, spawns a digiclone of Zane. The clone stays in place but distracts and fires at enemies, which, I mean, it's like a turret that distracts enemies, and you can swap places with it, which makes him, again, one of the highest mobility characters in the entire game, guys. We're equipping it to slot 1. First row, synchronicity. Oh, that's a hard one to say. Whenever one or more Zane's action skills are active, he gains increased gun damage for each active action skill. Oh, tongue twister. 4% per action skill. Guys, that's really good. And I'm going to read the rest of this row before we make our choice, right? Why are his skills so hard to say? Premunitus. Okay. Zane and his digiclone gain increased magazine size. Magazine size plus flat number. I'm not a fan of this. Honestly, I'm not a fan, because reloading in Borderlands 3, again, has never been a problem. In late game, when you get like badass ranks or buffs or even other skills, you reload almost instantaneously. So why would I want increased magazine size? Some people dig it. Some people like to just hold down the trigger forever, but I'm not a naysayer when it comes to reloading, right? Next, borrowed time. Zane gains increased action skill duration for every action skill. So basically, all your action skills are going to stay out longer. Pretty good, but again, we're going to go back and we're going to do damage. Love the damage, yes. 20% per active action skill. So you pop out both your action skills, you're going, you're flying, you're doing some damage. Second row, binary system. Whenever Zane swaps place with his clone, Cryo Nova is triggered. Freeze damage in this game is back. It's awesome, it's amazing, but it's not for me. I don't really care for swapping and doing a Nova. I mean, half the time you're going to be fighting ranged enemies, so just they ignore it. They don't get hit by it. Donnybrook, kill skill. Whenever Zane kills an enemy and his digiclone receives increased damage and health regeneration. Super good. Gun damage and health regeneration. Who wouldn't want either of those? Fractal frags. The digiclone throws a copy of Zane's current grenade mod when it's first activated. If it dies, it drops a free grenade. Okay, so 1 point doesn't seem that bad, but I think we're going to pass on it. Duct tape mod. The first shot fired from Zane's gun has a chance to also fire a grenade. This skill has a short cooldown. Only the first shot. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it could be amazing. It could be amazing to just shoot a grenade, but again, if you take like magazine size, you're going to be reloading less, so this skill is not going to come into play. I reload, but at the same time, I like just flat gun damage, 15%, and regen 2.5% of your max health per second for 8 seconds. That's pretty dang good in my opinion. Third row, guys. Schadenfreude. Whenever the clone takes damage, Zane's shield is restored by a portion of that damage. Guys, that is good. That is so good. You're basically getting free shield regen in combat. Get it right away, all the time, no fail. Free damage for your shields. It's just like, I don't know, in late game when they're blowing up your clone, you're going to be getting tons of shields back. Quick breather. The only really point in this tree. Whenever Zane swaps places with his clone, his shield immediately begins recharging, and you can swap and swap and swap, so get it. Enemies are more likely to target the clone for a few seconds after it's summoned and after swapping places. Which one's real? Sounds good, but I don't really care for like a AoE taunt or distraction. Some people might want that, but that's why we have the shield. We don't need the double taunt, double shield. Now you're left with an impasse of 4 points to fill out here because you got 1 point here, but you need 4 more to unlock the next row. So here's where your personal choice comes into play. I think for me personally, again, going back to this row, right? It was all pretty good, but it's based on reloading. So we're going to go with the throws a copy of your grenade every time it's spawned and when you kill an enemy. So we have 3 more points. We might as well just chance it, right? You got to chance a bullet to shoot a grenade when you reload. Going down to the 4th tree, Doppelganger. When Zane's action skill is ended, the clone explodes. Could be amazing. I mean, if you look at that damage number down at the bottom, up to 280. That's probably the highest damage number I've seen just baseline in the skill builder. 280 is pretty dang high compared to other skills. So I don't know. It's kind of like, do you want it? Maybe, maybe not. Could be like a tricky skill usage because again, you're not getting your clone that close to enemies all the time. Your choice, guys, your choice. But pocket full of grenades, kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains regeneration for his grenades. His grenades, guys. And you'll see why this is so cool later on. Old you. During Fight for Your Life, if the Digiclone is active, destroy the clone and immediately gain second wind. If you're playing a solo game, this is godlike. Absolutely godlike. It will save you tons of times. Supersonic Man. Whenever one or more Zane's action skills are active, he gains increased movement speed. So, movement speed is pretty good in Borderlands, of course, because you're going to be dodging abilities and special attacks by bosses. But I think for me, grenade regeneration, followed by old you, and then you can just kind of dump 1 point in here just to get a little bit of movement speed. There you go. You got your grenades pumping out. You got old you in case you die, and you got some movement speed. It's, I'm leaning towards the left side. And then finally over here we have digital distribution. If Zane takes health damage while the clone is active, a portion of that damage is shared. Shared, guys. So, get it. Just get it. As far as survivability goes, your clone, I don't know why I keep saying drone, your clone is pumping out more shields to you when it gets shot, and it's taking your damage when you get shot, so your survivability just skyrockets through the roof. So good, so good. All right, we're going down the 5th tree. We're getting there, guys. Like a ghost, Zane and his digital clone gain a chance to ignore bullets. The chance is increased for a few seconds after activating an action skill. So if you activate a skill, you're kind of tanky for a little bit. But the bullet chance is just kind of too low, I think, for my liking. So we're going to put that one lower on the priority list. Boom! Enhance. Whenever Zane summons his Digiclone, it consumes up to 3 grenades. What did we do in the last tree? We got grenade regeneration. So it consumes 3 grenades, and for every grenade consumed, it gains increased gun damage, max health, fire rate, reload speed, and duration. Look at that. That is amazing. So many buffs for 1 point. Have to get that. It's being buffed by your grenades. It's getting 20% gun damage per grenade. So 60%. A whole lot of extra health. More attack speed, 15% there, and 3% reload speed and more duration. So it's out way longer, way longer, tankier, giving you more shields regenerating as it gets plopped in the face by gunfire. And then, Trick of the Light. Zane deals bonus shock damage. Oh, it's just free damage, free shock damage for anything that's shooting your clone. 18% shock damage. There you go. And then, of course, you got 1 point left over, so you might as well dump 1 point into ignoring bullets just for the occasional ignore. I mean, 2%, 5% after you activate an ability. It's okay. It's just okay. It just increases your tank ability that much more. Last skill in his tree, Double Barrel. The clone is equipped with a copy of Zane's current weapon. So, you make your clone into a monster. You just make him like, I don't know, similar to a turret from the old Borderlands games. And it's just amazing. I love it. Love it. And then we have 22 skill points left over. Are we going to go further in this tree? No, this tree's kind of maxed out. So we're moving on. Next up, we get the blue tree, the Hitman tree. This is my second favorite tree for Zane. I'm ignoring the third tree because I just don't like it. I don't like the third tree. Just pretend it's not there, guys. We have the Sentinel drone. Send to battle a Sentinel drone that flies and attacks with its machine guns. Who doesn't love a free little drone to just plop your enemies in the face with gunfire? It's beautiful. Don't know how much damage it will do in end game or late game, but you know, it's pretty good. First tree, Violent Speed. Kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased movement speed. Movement speed is cool. If you want to go full movement speed Zane, you could run like the wind. You could literally make a Sonic Zane, but we're going to skip over it for now. Cold Bore. Zane gains increased weapon swap speed after dealing... And the next shot, after swapping, damn it, swapping weapons, I can't talk, guys, deals bonus cryo damage. Weapon swap speed is increased and cryo damage for the first shot. I don't like that, the first shot. It sounds too messed up skill. And then we have Violent Momentum. Zane's gun damage is increased while moving. The quicker he moves, the greater gun damage bonus. It's, again, if you want to make a Sonic build, you can get crazy amounts of damage off this skill. But in this row, for us, just run and gunning, it's going to be the one we choose. Because 20% just walking is like free damage. There you go, 20% free damage just for walking. Just for moving around. Then we have Cryo Damage Winter's Drone. Converts the Sentinel's primary weapon to cryo damage. Pretty much like turns your drone into a CC bot, because anything it shoots is going to be frozen, but it reduces the damage. Chillin' killin'. If you're having trouble surviving in late game, might be an option because you're disabling more enemies per activation of your drone, so you're not taking as much fire, but I don't personally feel it's necessary right now. Then we have Cool Hand. Zane gains increased reload speed. After killing an enemy, reload speed is increased. Seems pretty good, right? Seems pretty good. But I don't, again, in late game in Borderlands, I've never had a problem reloading. There's never been an issue with reload speed. Could be something we choose later. Sentinel will occasionally drop a free grenade based on Zane's current grenade mod when attacking enemies. Yes, drop grenades on the enemy's head all day long. Salvation, kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's weapon gains lifesteal. I like this. I like this a lot, because if you're killing any basic enemy, you're basically filling up your health bar for free. We can only put 4 points in here because we're 1 point into grenade dropping, but you're getting lifesteal. Who doesn't like lifesteal? In every game ever, lifesteal has been really, really good, and based on the 8%, it could be amazing for your survivability as Zane. Third tree. Bad Dose. Sentinel occasionally shoots out a beam of radiation that weakens and buffs Zane. For every weakened enemy, Zane's movement speed and fire rate are increased. Weakened enemies have movement speed and attack speed decreased. This is amazing. It's cool. Like, you're getting free buffs. You're getting fire rate, you're getting movement speed, damage, duration, cooldown, etc., etc. It is going in the bar. Well, put it in slot 2. Why not? Bad dose just seems really, really super good. All right. Death follows close. All of Zane's kill skills gain increased effect and duration. Kill skill duration, kill skill bonus plus 25%. We have the vampire drone delivery. We have our grenade regeneration, if you remember from the first tree. We have we have a few other kill skills. So you have to get it. You have to get it, right? Static field. Sentinel emits a static field that sends a shock beam to nearby enemies, draining their shields and replenishing Zane's. So it takes out those annoying shield enemies and just siphons it back to Zane. Oh my gosh, survivability out the freaking window, guys. It's so good. Get it all the way. And now we come to yet another impasse where we have 11 points. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is optional. Right now I have it in slot 1, but we're going to replace it once we go further down this tree, because I'm not touching the third tree. We're going down a little bit further. But we are at an impasse, like I said before, where we have 4 points because we have 1 point here. So we have to backtrack just a little bit. We're going back to Cold Bore, weapon swap speed, and bonus cryo damage. So if you're soloing and you need to just swap to different weapons, you're swapping like crazy, and you just have that little extra chance to shoot a bonus cryo damage shot when you swap, to freeze, to deal damage, etc., etc. Now, this skill is about to be replaced by Boomsday. Sentinel adds a rocket pod, allowing it to shoot rockets as well as its machine guns. Here's where your choice comes in. If you're having a tough time surviving, you can drain their shields and replenish your own. If you want maximum carnage, you plop this baby in, and I think that's what I'm going to do as far as I can until I just can't survive anymore. And it's kind of stuck here. Okay, there we go. And then we come to the 4th line. Violent Violence. Kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased fire rate for a few seconds. Now, if you remember, in the previous tree, all the kill skills gain increased duration. So, yes, all the way. And here's another kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's next 5 shots all have a chance to fire an additional projectile. Very similar to Flak's Twin Fang ability, but you have a really, really high chance for 5 shots. So, this one is less impactful for stuff like bossing, where you don't have as many enemies to kill, whereas this one increases your fire rate for 8 seconds plus your increased effect duration. So fire rate can go out the wazoo for a while, and then you have 2 points left. 2 points left, you have Good Misfortune in the final tree, and you have Playing Dirty. Both are kill skills, so you gotta choose one, right? Again, we're gonna review them. Playing Dirty, after killing an enemy, Zane's 5 shots have extra shot chance. Or you have kill skill, Good Misfortune. Killing an enemy increases action skill duration. So you can have your drone out longer, your clone out longer, or you can have 5 projectiles. Or 5 shots to have an additional projectile. In my opinion, I want the duration of my drone to be maximized, so we're doing that. Why didn't I review this skill? Well, Almighty Ordnance, you paint an area and it fires a barrage at the enemies. I don't like that. I don't like paint skills in an action game where enemies are moving around, they're jumping out of zones, and it takes a while for your drone to fly over and actually perform the skill. No, it's just too clunky, too bad. It's just too bad. Don't get it. Your drone already has free rockets. You don't need to be painting areas and wasting your time when you could be firing your gun or using your other skills. So there you have it. My basic clone drone Zane build, and it plays a lot off of killing things. It plays a lot off of grenades. It does a ton of damage because your clone is just pumping out the gunshots. Your drone is pumping out the missiles. It's all good. You're regenerating shields. You're getting health back. You're protecting yourself a little bit. Tell me what you think. Show me your build. Get ready for Borderlands 3, guys.